Hello and welcome to HR Talk, People Management's regular discussion about the topics making the news in the HR world. I'm Tara Booth and this week we'll be talking about immigration. The government's cap on skilled migrants from outside the EU came in at the beginning of the month, and last week the Prime Minister restated his commitment to reduce net migration in a speech to Conservative Party members. I'm joined by James Brockett, People Management's news editor, to discuss this topic. So James, how is the cap going to impact on HR professionals who recruit talent from abroad?
Well, I think the first thing to say is that although the annual cap came in this month, there has been a temporary cap that's been in place since last June, and also the fact that the points-based system hasn't actually changed in the way it operates. So it's not such a sea change as all that coming in this month, but it will have quite a large effect, particularly with the Tier 2 skilled migrants limit of 20,700 for the year. That is quite a large reduction on previous levels. For example, 2009, there were 36,000 people coming in on Tier 2. So that does imply that with the annual cap this year, it's going to be 50% harder to get your visa. And if you're not recruiting on an area with the shortage occupation list, then there's a much larger chance of rejection. But overall, I think the way that the cap operates, the annual cap being broken down by month, that will have quite a large effect on the planning of employers in hiring, because if a cap is exceeded 1 month, it will roll over to the next month, and there could be quite a lot of delays in the process. So I think that's something that will have quite a frustrating effect for some employers.
Intra-company transfers are exempted from the cap, so will more employers use these as a way of getting around the restrictions?
Well, this is certainly one area that's seen as a concession for business, but it does only affect those larger employers that will have offices in different countries across the world. And it's not such a case of getting round the restrictions as intercompany transfers being something that those large companies will want to do and having to do anyway to run their business properly. So I think, and even the fact that they're exempted, there are still restrictions on there. You've got to be earning £40,000 a year before you can get a transfer lasting more than a year. And considering that a lot of these transfers are taking place from places such as India, £40,000 is quite a significant salary, and so that might have the effect actually of pushing up salaries for those people being transferred. So that's an effect to watch out for.
David Cameron said in his speech on Thursday that immigration controls and welfare reform are two sides of the same coin. Will the cap result in more opportunities for British workers in the job market?
Well, this is quite a controversial area. In fact, the CIPD said this week, the CIPD are opposed to the immigration cap overall, but they said this week that they didn't think that turning people away under Tier 2 would actually create more jobs for those people on the dole queue. And the reason is that those highly skilled migrants under Tier 2 are all qualified under above NVQ4 and above. So at that level, there's not too many people claiming benefits who have those qualifications. So there's not such a direct relationship there. Although, of course, the government are taking efforts across the piece on immigration, not just Tier 2, Tier 1 has been slashed, student visas being reduced, and so the combining effort there is likely to have to create opportunities for British workers, but it's not quite such a direct relationship as you might imagine.
Thanks, James. You can read more about the immigration cap in May's issue of People Management magazine, or you can also keep up to date with the latest HR news on our website, peoplemanagement.co.uk. That's all for this week. Until next time, take care.